Hello YouTube! My name is Gracie Ong. I am a 28-year-old mother of two living in Washington State. I decided to start a knitting podcast because I've done voice memos of my life for years, honestly. Like, I'll just jump on, talk to myself out loud for 15 minutes about where I am in life and what's happening and lessons I'm learning, etc. And then I'll go back and listen to them like in a couple months or in like a year. And I was like, I saw the concept of knitting podcasts on YouTube and I was like, oh, well, that's genius because you can actually see it. And then if other people want to watch it, that's great. If not, at the very least, I'll have a written record of what I've been doing and what I've been up to in this whole knitting world. Yeah, so I'm fairly new. I was trying to figure out where I wanted to start, but I guess let's start with where I am at with knitting now. I'm pretty new to knitting. I just started, I would say that I started officially in like June or July. I think that's when I cast on this little sweater that I'll talk about in a minute. And I also cast on this one at the same time. But I'll talk about those more in a little bit. Before that I had tried knitting. Like, my mom had taught me the very basic stitches when I was like 9 years old. She taught me the basic knit and purl stitch. And she taught me that, and we made a scarf and like went to Michael's and picked out these size 9 straight needles that were like bright purple and aluminum, and this pretty green soft like polyester yarn, and I loved it. It was so fun. It was so pretty, but not what I would choose to knit with today, but it was so pretty as a 9-year-old. And I made a scarf and I never wore it because I don't really wear scarves, so I'm pretty sure we just donated it or threw it away or something. And then I didn't do anything with knitting until probably 2020 when I tried to make a tank top. One of my friends is a prolific knitter and she was teaching me how. I was like, I want to learn to knit, and I picked up some yarn and picked up a set of circular knit. I think she actually let me borrow hers. Yeah, she gave me a set of her circular needles, which was so sweet. And I started learning how to knit, and I think I got like 5 or 6 inches into it, but I didn't understand that the way you wrap the yarn around the needles in each stitch makes a huge difference. Like, that's literally how you make the different stitches, and like it matters a lot. And my type B personality did not understand that at the time, of that, oh, to like make a certain stitch. This is my baby, by the way. Her name's Ellie, and she is 3 months old, and she's probably the thing that I'm most proud of that I made this year. But she's hanging with us because she woke up right when I started. Right before I started filming. So yeah, she's my youngest. My older boy is asleep. But yeah, so I didn't understand that with my type B personality, of that's how stitches are made, basically, is by which way you wrap the yarn and which way you go in through the shoulders of the stitch. And so I just did whatever I wanted, which meant that it just wasn't working, and I didn't understand why it wasn't working because I didn't understand the yarn wrapping thing. And so I think I just gave up. I also didn't really like the yarn that I used very much. It was this really pretty light purple, but it was just very, it wasn't soft. I think it was a lighter weight than I've realized I like using, so I didn't really like it. In hindsight, if I had finished it, I don't think I would have ever worn it. And I've learned that yarn choice makes a really big difference in the piece, which makes sense and is like kind of a duh thing, but like I've been learning a lot more as I'm like, what, 4 months into this, what type of yarns I like. And I know there's still so many brands that I haven't even tried, and different weights and all of that, so it's a journey and it's been really fun. But yeah, so that was that attempt. I attempted it and then didn't finish it, and then gave up until I was pregnant with Ellie, and I started knitting her a blanket. And the same thing happened where I just kept messing up and didn't understand it. And so I dropped it. And then a couple months later, in like June or July, I started making a cardigan for her just off of a YouTube tutorial. And having a YouTube tutorial was so helpful because I could, like, this lady, I think it was Kabura Knits. Yeah. She literally went through like step by step through each step of the pattern with you, so I could see like what I needed to do, which was so helpful. And I would just rewatch each step again and again to figure out, and I got I ran out of yarn and then I realized that the yarn I used was discontinued and they only sell it in the UK now. It's one of Amano's. I think it was Amano Kolka, I think. It's really pretty. I used it to make something else, but I didn't have enough to make a cardigan, and so I unraveled it and made something else. But that was when I actually really started enjoying knitting, because it actually made sense. I could actually see someone else do it and make the pattern, and the pattern made sense. I knew the difference between the stitches. I knew how to wrap the yarn properly. And it was just really fun. So then I started casting on more things. The first thing I ever made was this little sweater that's inside out. This is a La Marsa sweater by Cabura Knits, and it is my first ever finished object. It is in this pretty stitch that I don't know what it's called. I know she told us, but I forgot. Has a pretty little folded neckline. It's a bottom up sweater construction. You seam the shoulders, then do the sleeves. I did it in Blue Sky Fibers wool stock in the color Red Rock, which I absolutely love Red Rock. I think it's such a pretty color. It's like the perfect red. I think that a lot of reds are like too orangey or too kind of pinky, if that makes sense. Hi, honey. And I just don't like reds that look that way. I want like a true red when I do reds. So, and my little boy looks adorable in it. So there's lots of little mistakes. Like there's this one row here where I repeated it, I think one time too many. So that like little section is longer than it's supposed to be. Yeah, but I was like so proud of it. I still am so proud of it. I think it's so cute. It's adorable on him. Want to get pictures of all my babies in it. I love the yarn. It's super soft and plush and just fun. So that was super fun. And then, hi Curly, at the same time, I cast on this sweater. And this sweater is the Toddler Sweater by Darlene Jador. And it also has a folded neckline. This was a top-down raglan construction. So it was really fun to have a bottom-up sweater and a top-down sweater going at the same time, because if I got bored of one, then I could just switch to the other. And this one's just basic stockinette. That one was I don't remember, but it was like a purl everything and then purl 2 knit 2 or something repeat. I don't remember, but it had a fun repeat. And this one's just basic stockinette. So this was my first ever raglan, so there's mistakes, like that part is kind of gross, but then I figured it out. And this one also has some gappiness right there. But the back ones are pretty. Let's see, where's the really pretty one? This one's the prettiest one that I did. And then this one. So this is the 12 to 18 month size, and I don't know if it's gonna fit my son by the time I'm done with it, because he's currently in 24-month clothing, but if it doesn't fit him, then my daughter will wear it when she's a little bit older, and it'll be perfect. Let's see, what about this one? So this is the Blue Sky Fibers organic cotton. Baby monitor battery is low. Organic cotton in the color Sweet Pea. It's very cute. I love it. It's super soft. Cotton is so different to work with. After working with wool for a couple projects, wool and then like silk, silk mixed with baby alpaca, which is what this one is. I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really pretty. It's fun to have a stockinette project along with other things going on. So this one I finally just picked up 2 days ago, because I had worked like down to here and then just put it down for like a month, and then finally picked it up again, and I've done like 15 or 16 rows I think since then, so that feels good. But yeah, I'm excited for this one to be done. Honestly, I've only ever listened to a couple of knitting podcasts, so I don't really know what you do. And I have a tendency to jump around a lot when I talk. So I'm basically just talking to myself and filming it, and if you guys like it and it makes sense, then great, and if it doesn't, I'm so sorry. It's just a very informal thing, I guess, and I'll nail it down more as I get more into it, but I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm pretty type B, so hopefully you guys like it. If not, that's okay too. So anyways, the last thing that I've made that I've finished is this little pixie hat. And this is that yarn that I started the very, very first cardigan with, that then I ran out of, and so I made it into a pixie hat because I had enough yarn for that. and I love it. I love this little hat, and I forget the lady's name who made the pattern, but it's a really fun little pattern. This is the baby alpaca and silk yarn. It's super soft. It like drapes really nicely. I can't do really stiff knits on myself, so I've been trying to like experiment with different yarns and figure out like, okay, what has some drape, because my body needs drape. Overly stiff and boxy things don't work well on me, and like even like really loose or really oversized things also don't work on me, which has been kind of unfortunate because I feel like a lot of knits and a lot of patterns are made to fit like that. And like, if you're familiar with Kibbe, I'm a soft dramatic body type, and yeah, I'm a soft dramatic body type, and our types, that body type looks better in kind of like, not like skin type form fitting, but like I need waist definition, and I need waist definition. I can't do boxy straight. It just makes me look huge and I get lost in it and it just doesn't look good. But I feel like a ton of patterns are like that. So I've been kind of struggling figuring out like what I can even knit for myself that I know I'm going to wear. So if anyone has any good, like, I think it's called negative ease patterns, that are like a bit more form fitting but not like skin tight, bodycon type things, I would absolutely love to look at those. So yeah, but anyways, so this is the pixie hat. I messed up with it where first time I like did all of this part, which is around the face, and then I sewed this, or I knit the straps on right here, which was wrong, so I had to go and undo it and then knit them all on here. And I will have Ellie demonstrate how it looks. Hi, pretty Kelsey. Let's put this on you. Hi. Are you so pretty? You're so pretty. And she looks like a little squash. Like, we call her a little squash when she's wearing her pixie hat, but it's just very cute. Very cute. Just love it. Cutie girl. What'd you think? So yeah, it's her cute little pixie hat. She wears it on walks. It's very good. All right, and then now on to the other things I'm currently working on. I'm making my nephew a pixie hat in the Woolstock Red Rock. And the only thing that I have left to do is knit on the straps, and then it will be done. We'll knit on the straps, wash, block, whatever. When I was sewing the back seam together, it's a little bit uneven right here. I haven't totally figured out how to sew seams. I haven't figured out like an invisible join seam. Like right now it almost looks like a cable if someone was really bad at cabling along the back. But yeah, so that's something that I need to figure out. So it's a little bit uneven, but I figured when I sew the straps on, I can just finagle it and it'll be good. And then I am also working on this beanie. This is gonna be for one of my brothers for Christmas. It's the first beanie I've ever made. I kind of just jumped right into making sweaters with like the baby sweaters and baby cardigans, because they're small enough that it doesn't feel intimidating and it's not like a massive quantity of yarn to make a baby sweater. But I also wanted to learn certain techniques. Like I didn't want to just do a whole scarf in like garter or just like a whole stockinette scarf. Like that just sounded so boring and I knew that I wouldn't finish it. So I just jumped right into sweaters and stuff. So this is my first beanie and I really like it. It's a wool in the gang yarn, and it's the first one I've used with them. I don't know which one. I know it's one of their like bulky or chunky. Is it called chunky? It's one of their bulky yarns, but I thought one ball of yarn would be enough for a hat, and it's not. So I need to buy more. But yeah, the brim will just fold up and then that'll go on the head, and then the rest of it will just go all the way back. So I'm excited about that. And then I have, this one is a work in project, this little baby sweater. And oh, this one also had German short rows, so I had to learn how to do German short rows, and that was really frustrating until I texted a friend and she's like, oh, she like showed me how to diagram out the knits, and that was super helpful. And so she just diagrammed it out for me, and then I was able to figure out how to do German short rows, because when I looked up German short row tutorials, it just showed you how to knit like that one stitch that you do, the German short stitch or whatever, but it didn't show you how like it zigzags like progressively further and further. So then I discovered that, and that was super helpful. Yeah, so those are all those things. And then the last thing is the first knit that I've been making for myself, and this has probably been my toughest knit. I didn't realize that half fisherman's rib was also, or not also, I didn't realize that half fisherman's rib is actually kind of a complex stitch-ish, I guess. So I just saw it and was like, oh, that's pretty, and it looked like this sweater that my best friend has that I borrowed from her for like a year, and I absolutely loved it, and then she asked for it back, so I had to give it back. But I love that sweater. And so I was like, well, I'll just make myself one. And this pattern by Ozetta, the oversized seasons cardigan, my hair is just not staying where I want it to. That's okay. But it's the oversized seasons cardigan by Ozetta. And it is beautiful. It is this lovely half fisherman's rib. It's a raglan construction. You do the button band at the same time, which at first I kind of hated, just because it felt so fussy. And then now I like it because, like, as soon as you knit it, then boom, you just add the buttons and you're done. But it is definitely weird to just have the needles and then the double pointed needles and just have to like finagle around all of those. Yeah, so with this project, it was the raglan construction. I had to restart this like 9 times. I'm not even joking. I got the first part of the button band done, and then I was like starting like the setup row and then like the first couple increases and the first couple raglans. It just wasn't looking right. I had to frog it again and again and again. Like I'd get like this far and then realize that it just wasn't looking right. And I had never done half fisherman's ribs, so I didn't know, like, is this just to trust the process and it'll look fine eventually, or is this like actually screwed up? And so watched a bajillion tutorials, finally made a swatch, which I should have done at the beginning, and realized, oh, okay, I am messing up. And I also realized that my right leaning increases, hi honey, I wasn't doing those correctly, so that was also contributing to it looking wrong, which was really sad. But once I figured that out, it's been going really, really well. I'm like all the way down there, which I'm so proud of it. It's so pretty. I love this yarn. This is the wool stock. Yeah, this is Blue Sky Fibers wool stock in the color Wild Thyme. I just really like wool stock, I realized. It's my favorite yarn so far. And the fisherman's rib is like so like scrunchy, like it's plush and comfy, and I keep on like trying on just this little bit just because I'm just so excited for it. So it was going really well. I'm almost done with all the raglan increases, and then I realized that I messed up. So I've been tinking back, and tinking back in half fisherman's rib is like the most tedious thing I've ever done. Like it's been taking forever. I haven't been enjoying it. I'm so excited to be done tinking back so I can keep moving forward. I was gonna try to finish this sweater in 2 weeks, but honestly, I just don't have enough time to do that because I have 2 babies and I'm a stay-at-home mom. And so I get pockets of the day to knit, but not enough to like knit a full cardigan in under 3 weeks. So yeah, so those are all my works and projects. I absolutely love this one. I'm super excited for it. But yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know how frequently I'll be posting just because I don't know how much I'll get done in each set period of time. I was thinking like maybe once a month or every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks or something, but I don't know. It just kind of depends on how much I have done and like what I have to talk about, because I don't want to just be an empty podcast where I just like say a lot of nothing for a long time, because that's just really boring, and I would be bored, you guys would be bored, it would just be awful. So okay, the longer I look at this, the more mistakes I see. This isn't good. Oh no. But it's fine. It's the first cardigan. Adds character. I'm pretty type B, so you know, I'm learning. But hey, yeah, super glad that you guys are here, whoever's watching. I will gradually get more polished if I keep this going. I would like to. I think it'd be really fun to look over years and years of my knitting progress and projects and such. My great-grandma was a prolific knitter and crocheter. Like, we have so many of her sweaters and blankets that she made. This is a blanket that I think she crocheted. It's like this big fisherman afghan. It's huge. It's on my bed. It's so pretty. I have 2 of her sweaters that my son wears. And then my mom and sister-in-law have a bunch more of her sweaters that my nephew wears. And then I don't know if my brother's wear any of her sweaters, but yeah, I don't know. It's just so cool that like knitting has been something that's been in my family for a really long time, and now I get to step in and continue it. And I'm just really excited to see where it all goes. Like, I want to have a full closet of cool knit stuff to wear and for all my babies to wear, and it'll be so fun. So yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about today. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.